Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm just going to have a quick update on cards that I've purchased recently, things that I'm going to be watching out for to buy in the marketplace, and I also want to talk about the current state of Pokemon and Pokemon cards. And I don't mean in terms of the economy, but in terms of the quality of card that people are paying for. It seems to be a very strange thing happening at the moment, but we'll discuss that in a little bit. So first of all, I'll just show off some cards that I picked up recently. So as I said in my previous video, I'm completing the base set 2. So we got a Mewtwo there, there's a few bit of whiting on the back there. We got Alakazam for base set 2. I have this but in a very bad condition. That was picked up with a bundle that I bought a long time ago. It's really clean on the back, like really nice, very clean. And then we have a Nidoqueen, which is quite nice. It's not too bad. It's got a bit of whiting on the bottom corner there, just a little nick. But there is a which wasn't shown on the photos when I purchased it, was this, and they didn't explain there was a problem with the corner, so a bit disappointed with that, but overall it's still quite a nice clean card. And this is kind of something related to what I want to talk about a bit further on in the video, with card condition. And then we got this Clefable, which again, it's just got a very tiny little nick just up here, but again it's sort of a very clean card. The back again very clean. That's just a bit of tape up there. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been buying for base set 2 to try and complete the collection. We can go through the folder and put those away, and then I'll show you what else I've been purchasing. So this is base set, Rocket, base set 2. Okay, so we're going to put these in here. While we talk about what else I've been picking up, which is over here, which are Charizard Promos. So these are Sun and Moon 226, I believe is the right number. Yep, 226. These are hollow. They came with a promo tin. And they're just very nice design. It's just very simple. It's obviously Charizard, quite popular, with the Roaring Resolve ability, which was very big with the pre-release promos that it was promoting. So again, just a very simple design. Charizard, very collectible, but I picked these up for very cheap. These were like £6 a card, which currently the cheapest I can find to buy it now is around £13 to £14. So I picked up these really cheap before the price shot up a little bit. You can still bid on some auctions, but again, you don't know what the price is going to go to after waiting days for it to finally end. So I just thought I'd buy as many of these cards as I could. Again, speculation whether it will go up in value over time, I don't know. I'm not expecting it to be a huge return, but again, I think the artwork kind of speaks for itself. And we can also now just seen the new Darkness Ablaze Charizard cards. And there's a full art which looks really cool. It's very similar design to this style. And then there's also the Rainbow Rare, which everyone's going a bit crazy about right now. I'll try and put them on the screen just so you guys can see what the new cards look like, and these are probably going to be the next big chase cards for people with the next set. The new Rainbow Rare is the new VMAX version of Charizard, so he won't look like this, he'll look like his new version. So that's basically what I've been purchasing, and what I want to talk about next is card condition. So recently I tried to win a few auctions for some cards. In kind of like a bulk scenario. So a lot of people right now are selling their old collections, such as Base Set 2, Jungle Fossil, and they're just mixing a bunch of their holo rares together. And there were good prices. There were some pretty cheap prices when they were up for auction, and I was just bidding along as I do. But then at one point the prices got ridiculous, and like, by what I mean is, you look at the card, and the card, they're not the greatest condition. Most of these are like been like played or loved over the years. They're what, over 20 years old now, most of these cards, and they've taken a bit of love over that time. So you get your bends and your creases and your corner bends and the whiting and the hollow scratches. Fair enough. You can get away with some of those. For example, I think I have a Raichu here. So this Raichu, you can see it has this scratch just along here, but I didn't pay a huge amount of money for this card. It was probably between £5 or £6 at the time. And again, with these mucks, I was paying like £1 or £2. They just were not a huge amount of money. So I bought them for my collection. But the same damaged cards are going for so much money right now. It's incredible. Like, there's an example I'll show on the screen. Is a base set. There's a few basic cards and a few fossil cards, and from the outset it looks pretty good. There's the cards are popular cards. I think there's a Charizard and a Blastoise in there. Big chase cards, fair enough. The price is about £133. Again, Charizard's in there. That's where the price point comes in. But then you look at the back of the cards, and automatically you start to see the kind of damage that's done to these cards from over the years of being put in and out of folders, being played with. They get the white borders, the corners start to bend, they got creases, and this Blastoise actually has a massive crease right through the middle of the card. And I just don't see the real value of that being at the current auction price of £133. That's only going to go up when the auction gets down to its final minutes. And people are going to pay through their nose for cards that are not in great condition. They're going to pay a lot of money for cards that are damaged. They're not very resellable. Well, maybe they are resellable, I don't know. This is what I don't understand in the market right now, is why people are paying such high fees for cards that are in not great condition or even good condition. And I've seen it a lot where businesses on eBay or whatever are selling cards, and they're saying this card's in excellent condition, and then you look at the card itself and it's got a big crease through it. Well, that's not excellent condition. That's like heavy played. Anything that's got a crease or sort of a bent corner or anything, that's used to be classed as heavy played. They seem to have shifted all of this. Light scratches and stuff like that used to be light played. And then you would have your mint, near mint, where like there's basically hardly any damage whatsoever to the card. But now they've kind of shifted and said that anything like this with a scratch would be mint condition, and it just makes absolutely no sense why people are doing this, but people are paying the fees for them. And it just doesn't really work with the example with me. I buying some cards that there was two sets that I was after a chase card actually, which was a Zapdos Base Set 2. I already have one, but I wanted a second one because this one I've got is a bit damaged. Again, it was just bought through a bulk collection, and it wasn't individually bought for the sake of it being part of the set. And I bought that a few years ago, so I wasn't intending to complete Base Set 2 at that point. But I put in my bid price. I topped out my bid, knowing what the current value of the cards were and what I know for them to be worth, and it's just shot through those that price point and just skyrocketed to a point where it was just kind of not worth bidding anymore. And I just don't understand what these people are seeing in these cards. They're not mint condition. They're not even excellent condition. They're not. Some of them are not even light play. They're like heavy played to moderate play, where they've got creases, whiting, bent corners, lots of heavy scratches, and people are paying such high fees for these cards. And I just don't understand where they're seeing the value. Maybe they're just thinking if they buy them up that they're just going to go up in price over time. Another example I'll just put on screen now is a Charizard, which is the Rainbow Rare from Burning Shadows. Again, actually, I could probably show you that card before I put it on the screen. So this card here. So this card is reasonably mint. For example, so as you can see, it's very nice clean corners, there's no damage, nothing whatsoever, and this only a couple of years ago cost me about £90, which was a pretty good deal really at the time. So the one on the screen I'm showing you now is currently auctioning for £44, and I just believe it's just the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Why are people paying £44 for a card that, yeah, is Charizard, yes, it's a chase card, yes, it's very high value in a very good gradable condition, but in such a terrible state? I mean, look at the corners, they're damaged, it's just heavy played, the whiting is incredibly bad, the creases all around the sides, it's just unbelievable why someone would pay that much money for such a bad condition card. And I understand that it's very hard for them to probably pay the asking price for this in a gradable condition. You know, there may be 100, 150, 200 pounds, and that might be beyond their capability of paying. But I would say to them people, if you're buying it in such a bad condition, don't buy it. Focus on buying something more modern that has the ability to be worth a bit more in the future. Buy a different card, buy something a bit cheaper in a better condition, buy something that's going to appreciate in value better than a chase card that skyrockets in price, then starts to dwindle down in price, and it drops, and then it'll come up a little bit, then it'll drop down again, and then up again and down again, and it will just kind of stay stagnant. There won't be any real push for it to go any higher. Focus on buying something that's in a much better condition, that is newer, or even if it is still old, but in a much better condition that would appreciate better in value than going straight for a high-end card that people want because of what it is and who it is. So that's pretty much my take on the current situation. Be careful what you're bidding on, guys. There's some really bad cards out there. I try to find as many good cards as I possibly can, but again, once they go over my fair value, then that's it. I've lost it. But people just seem to be paying incredible prices for cards that are not worth what they're paying. You know, they hit their fair value and then they go almost double it in some cases, which is just crazy. So there's really is a bit of an issue in the market at the moment for buying Pokemon cards. Try and focus on buying individual cards. You might get a better chance of finding a card at a better price. That's exactly how I came across these cards. I saw it come up and I knew the Japanese version was released, and that was like £25, and that was imported from Japan. And then these ones were released, and I saw it come up in a listing. So instead of just buying that listing, I searched directly for this card number, and I found a bunch of listings as cheap as like £5 or £6. So I bought those, and I've left the higher price ones for now. I probably won't pay any more over £10 for one of these cards. But yeah, just be careful what you're buying, guys. Enjoy collecting, just be careful, and I'll see you guys in the next video.